and share a window. Okay, so guys, some of you might have finished, some of you might still be working on it, but let's do this quickly. And I'm gonna call this compare time. It's a little nice exercise that has a nice idea, which I will illustrate now. So let's write a comment here. This code compares the time taken by MATLAB to multiply two big arrays one time using element-wise array multiplication and one time using for loops. I will start with a clear all and CLC. Let's start first with element-wise multiplication, something we have learned in previous sessions, especially on plotting. For example, let's define x equal in space between 0 and pi. So this is the first value, final value, and I need 100 million points. So how many zeros? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I have to put a semicolon because if I don't do this, MATLAB will spend hours writing these numbers on the screen. Similarly, let me define an array len space also from 1 to 100, I think, and I take how many points? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, so 100 million points. And then element-wise multiplication, I'm going to say z equal x times y. And I need, as we learned it before, I need the dot before start the multiplication to tell MATLAB, hey, take first element here, multiply with the first element here, second element with the second element, and so on. So I'm going to time this with a tick and a talk. Okay. Oh, let's start actually this. I'm not going to write the 4 bar here first. Let's try to do this together. It's taking quite some time because these are big arrays. So the time taken is 5.33 seconds, right? Let's repeat the same exercise with for loops. Maybe I'm gonna close this one with a comment and make the for loop as follows: for from 1 to 100 million, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then an end. What do I need to do? Z of k equals x of k times y of k. Guys, this is the old way of defining arrays. The very first method that we learned is I put the name of the array and between brackets a number that indicate the index of the element. Let's see how much time MATLAB will take. Yeah, we are waiting. MATLAB is, still not finished. Now it's finished. It took 10 seconds. Guys, the for loop, you can repeat this exercise with even more number of arrays. The for loop is slower than array multiplication. MATLAB was optimized to speed up array multiplication or array operations or matrix operations. If you decompose things and make it based on for loop, it's gonna take much more time. You can make the exercise even crazy if you put one extra digit here, see how this is gonna run. Let's run the for loop and see how much time it's gonna take. Crazy amount. And don't underestimate this piece of information. Whenever in MATLAB, whenever you have something that you can do using matrix stuff or array stuff, it's better to do it this way and avoid for loops. For loops are much slower. Okay. And now I can actually hear my computer suffering with the amount of 1,000 million. So that's like 1,000 million numbers. That's a lot of numbers to calculate. Let's see. While this is running, anyone has a question here, guys? Okay, so
we have a question from the shadowing link. Someone says, should we write a dot when we are multiplying x of k times y of k? Should we add the dot before the times symbol? يعني?
In which case? In this case, with the for loop? With the for loop, no, you don't need this. Yeah, this is a very good question. You need the dot when you have a big array that you multiply with another big array. Then you need the dot, right? You need the dot in this case. You have a very, very big array, and you multiply it by another array element-wise. So the first times the first, second times second, third times third. Then you need the dot. However, if you, in this case, I'm literally multiplying one element, which is x of 1, times the second element, that times the first element. So that's why I don't need a dot. I'm taking the second element in x is 2 multiplied by y of 2, third, and so on. So inside the for loop, I don't need the dot. I don't really need the dot because I'm already doing this element by element. So I don't need the dot. Because this is gonna take some time. I mean, the exercise is crazy. If you make it billion number of multiplications, it's taking a long time. So I'm gonna stop here. We can take a 10 minutes break. I will leave my computer to crunch the numbers, and still I will report the results for you after the break. So it's 11:06. So let's meet back at 11:16 to continue with while loops. Thank you, guys. See you in 10 minutes.